Damu Kiwe Conversation. The only place you gonna get it is the only place you gonna get Big U.
Where's. Welcome to the Damu Kiwe Conversations. DUSE M's the done. That's a fact. But check this out, man. They saying J Diggs is locked up. I know he got cracked with 4.5 pounds of some good kush, that Cali kush, more than likely Humboldt County. So a cutie pie, man, got caught with a cutie pie, man. Him in the bed. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And in Oklahoma, man, and I guess that's not a 420 friendly state. I'm not sure about the laws. We'll get into all of that. But in the meantime and in between time, I want to call this place, right? Contact the Rogers County Sheriff. They say they don't open until Monday at 8, but it's Sunday, right? So I want to try to call them. Hopefully we might get confirmation.
County Sheriff's Administrative Office. If this is an emergency, please hang up and dial 911. Our menu options have changed. For Sheriff's Office information and extensions, please press 1. For Detention Center information and extensions, please press 2. For general information about the Amos G. Ward Detention Center, like address and fax number, please press 1 or choose from the following. Be aware that detention staff cannot and will not answer any questions about an inmate's medical status, as well as detention staff cannot and will not relay messages to any inmate for any reason unless a verifiable emergency has taken place. To speak to a booking officer, please press 2. To speak to the jail medical office, please press 3.
Rogers County Jail.
Hey, one of my partners, man, was he's a rapper just like I am, and he was arrested. I was trying to get confirmation that he was in your facility, and then try to figure out what's the visiting procedures. Jamal DIGGS. Okay, and what is the visiting procedure? Okay. Okay. And is that all you can tell me about how long they're going to keep him? I know he was facing up to 4 years to 20 years or something for some marijuana. Damn. Well, I try to get to visit him before he makes it to prison, man. But thank you for your time and patience, sir. All right. No, sir. Bye-bye. So there you have it. They sent him J Diggs to the clean car, man. Free J Diggs, man, a real one. And we're gonna get into some of the what he was arrested for. And he got a long arrest record, you know what I'm saying? So with that being said, let's get this started like this, you know what I'm saying? He was already publicizing his struggle with the law in 2000. This is crazy, bro. Facing 4 years to life for 3.5 pounds of THC in 2026. He been in trial all week for a THC case, and now it's in the hands of the jury. Where J Diggs at? Tulsa, Rogers County, Oklahoma. Yeah, this is nasty work, man. You know what I'm saying? And there goes, okay, look at the bitch. She got him a tall bunny, huh, man? That's what or is that the lawyer? That could be the lawyer, you know what I'm saying? But that could be the BS. You know what I'm saying? Is he gonna sit her? Is he gonna bend her? Is he gonna do both? J Diggs, man, looked like his loved ones, his family, his son, and all of them were there with him. You know what I'm saying? And Yeah, they locked him up in Oklahoma, man. We just got confirmation J Diggs was locked up in Oklahoma. And arrested, attempted murder. Okay, marijuana. I'm in 2025, going into 2026. And here's confirmation of who we called Rogers County, right? Because Rogers County, hold on, let's get to this real quick. Rogers County, Oklahoma is where he was caught up. You know what I'm saying? And this the case he was fighting, right? So Rogers County deputies arrest California rapper, find 4 pounds of marijuana. So it wasn't a whole cutie pie in on his post. He put it was 3.5 pounds, right? Legally in California, that's how much you could ride up with, 4.5 pounds, without the police getting you, you know. But he also had nearly 12 bands in his, you know what I'm saying, on his person. Deputy said the arrest turned out to be anything but normal, right? Let's get into this real quick.
$12,000 in cash in their car. Diggs tells me he owns a CBD business in California.
I could smell marijuana coming from the vehicle, from the back bumper, before I even said hello.
Deputy Walker says when he did say hello, Diggs couldn't believe Deputy Walker didn't recognize Diggs.
He kept telling me, man, I'm Jay Diggs. Surely you've heard of me. And he was very disappointed that I wasn't familiar with him or his music.
It's funky around here. I'm about to integrate.
Walker says Diggs is no stranger to law enforcement. Records show Diggs spent 10 years in prison for conspiracy to rob a bank, was arrested for attempted murder in Hawaii, and has been arrested for having guns and drugs.
Obviously, it's an impressive amount of viewers that have viewed that. And we really don't care who you are or, where you're going or what you're doing, as long as it's legal.
Diggs says he didn't enjoy his 24-hour stay in Rogers County, but will never forget it and will most likely write a song about it.
I got to, that's what I do. My song, my music is basically my life. There's definitely going to be a song about my visit to Rogers County. That's one hell of a place, bro.
Now, Jay Diggs tells me he still plans to shoot his new music video in Tulsa now that he's out of jail. Live in Rogers County, Reagan Ledbetter, Oklahoma's own News on 6.
So that's how Jay Diggs, he was getting released from it. And damn, man, over some weed, bro. That's crazy, right? So Rogers County deputies arrest California rapper and his girlfriend with more than 4 pounds of marijuana and nearly $12K in cash. Deputy said the arrest turned out to be anything but normal. Deputy said Jay Diggs couldn't believe they didn't know who he was when they pulled him over, so he gave him a personal concert in the back seat of the patrol car the whole way to the jail. I'm kind of surprised because I thought this was a marijuana state, but I'm going to figure it out, said Jay Diggs. I caught up with Jay Diggs just moments after he bonded out of jail, and he took his arrest in stride, saying he's in town to shoot a new music video. I travel. This is one of my areas. You all got a big fan base down here, said Jay Diggs. Tulsa, Oklahoma City, Kansas City, Missouri. All down here, these are my spots. All I know is I was passing through, got pulled over, and stuck in jail behind marijuana. Crazy. Deputies arrested Diggs and his girlfriend, DeAndrea Russell, after finding 4.5 pounds of marijuana and nearly $12,000 in cash in their car. Diggs tells me he owns a CBD business in California. I can smell marijuana coming from the vehicle, from the back bumper before I even said hello, said Deputy Ron Walker with the Rogers County Sheriff's Office. Deputy Walker said when he did say hello, Diggs couldn't believe Deputy Walker didn't recognize him. He kept telling me, man, I'm Jay Diggs. Surely you heard of me. And he was very disappointed I wasn't familiar with him or his music, said Walker. Walker said Diggs is no stranger to law enforcement. Records show Diggs spent 10 years in prison, conspiracy to rob bank. Him and Mac Dre, rest in peace, Mac Dre. Him and Mac Dre were co-defendants, right? Diggs ended up going to Lompoc, USP. And he matter of fact, we interviewed him. I'm gonna go ahead and go see what I could get from that interview. He was arrested for attempted hot one in Hawaii and has been arrested for having guns and drugs. Obviously, it's about impressive amount of viewers that have viewed that, but I think it also showed the fact that we don't really care who you are or where you are going or what you are doing as long as it's legal. It says Sheriff Scott Walton with the Rogers County Sheriff's Office. Diggs said he didn't enjoy his 24 stay in Rogers County, but will never forget it and will most likely write a song about it. I got to. My music is basically my life. There's definitely going to be a song about my visit to Rogers County, said Diggs. That's one hell of a place, bro. Jay Diggs said he still plans to shoot his music video in Tulsa, man. They got Diggs for some weed, bro. Less than a QP. He going to the pen, bro. This is breaking news, man. The courts found him guilty while they deliberated, and now he going to the pen for some marijuana, bro. This is crazy. You know what I'm saying? So they talked about his criminal history. Let's get into a little bit of that. You know what I'm saying? We'll start with the so he got that weed case. I'm quite sure they considered his criminal history, you know what I'm saying, and all of that. You know what I'm saying? Let's get to this real quick. Jay Diggs arrested for attempted high one. The Bay Area rapper. Hey, shout out to BET. This is on BET, right? Website. The Bay Area rapper is being held in Hawaiian jail following a violent bar brawl. Jay Diggs, co-owner and rapper for Thizz Entertainment, the record label founded by the late West Coast hip-hop pioneer Mac Dre, was arrested with 3 Thizz associates in Hawaii recently on charges of assault and attempted hot one. Diggs and his entourage got into a brawl with security guards after being kicked out of the Big Kahuna Bar and Grill in Waikiki. In the scuffle, Diggs admits he attacked 2 guards with a board and says another man had his throat cut. The security punched one of my dudes in the jaw as the police were pulling up, so we went across the street and posted on the strip. Diggs explained in a statement, 4 large island security guards came across the street demanding us to get off the strip, and that's when it turned into an all-out brawl on Waikiki Beach. I was charged with slapping and beating a 6'4", 300-pound security guard and his friend with a board. Another dude throat is cut, and 3 out of the 4 went to the hospital with major head, back, and neck wounds. The dudes wrote statements against us, and we were all charged. Diggs and his 3 associates are currently being held in prison, each on $150,000 bail, man. $150,000 bail, man. So it looked like the big old Hawaiians security guards tried to throw their weight around, and they had the right ones and got fucked over. You know what I'm saying? By Jay Diggs and his Thizz crew. You know what I'm saying? Them boys ain't about no game. Now, one the CS2 back was running from Jay Diggs. Where Jay Diggs at, huh? Man, Jay Diggs in Oklahoma, man, for prison, going his way to prison, man. I really want to know what they ended up sentencing him to. You know what I'm saying? He also, we ain't gonna get into the bank robbery, that's well documented. You know what I'm saying? But he also had a pistol case in around like 2015. Let me see if I could pull that up for y'all real quick. And then I'm gonna try to find this. Okay, there it go. Then I'm gonna try to find, okay, there it go. Bay Area rapper Jay Diggs, clocked at 75 miles per hour, arrested for felony gun possession. Truckee, California, the co-CEO of San Francisco hip-hop record label Thizz Entertainment, was arrested Thursday evening in Truckee for felony possession of a handgun. J. Diggs, 43, of Sacramento, was driving a rented 2015 Chevrolet Suburban eastbound on Interstate 80 when he was pulled over near the Hurstdale off-ramp for speeding, said California Highway Patrol Officer Michael McDonald. Diggs is a Bay Area rapper who was once known as Jamal Diggs, but has since changed his legal name to J. Diggs. He was clocked at 75 miles per hour. McDonald said once stopped, McDonald had said he smelled a strong odor of marijuana and also noticed the vehicle's back seat had been modified and broken open so you could see in it, leading to a probable cause search of the Suburban. Inside, a loaded .40 caliber handgun was found. Diggs was arrested without incident and booked early Friday morning on suspicion of being an ex-felon in possession of a firearm and ammunition. He remained in Nevada County Jail as of midday Friday on a $50,000 bail. One of Diggs' passengers, Davis Carlos Gutierrez, 27, of Searchers Heights, California, also was arrested on suspicion of resisting arrest, possession of a controlled substance, and vandalism. Gutierrez was less than cooperative, McDonald said, and damaged the dashboard of a CHP vehicle after he was detained. Gutierrez also was found with roughly 3 grams of heroin. Oh, so he get caught with the dog food, right? 3 grams of it. The drug charge is a misdemeanor, as that amount is considered personal use, according to California Proposition 47, which went into effect this year. Oh, he got lucky. You know what I'm saying? Gutierrez was released Friday morning. A third passenger was released at the scene. McDonald said Diggs, who's gone by the stage names J. Diggs or J. Diggs, the rock star, and is referred to as the boss of the Bay, was named co-CEO of Thizz Entertainment in 2004 after his founder, renowned rapper and West Coast hip-hop pioneer Mac Dre, was shot to death. Rappers Kilo Kurt, Miami the Most, and Mac Mall. Shout out to Mac Mall, man. Illegal Business, man. Are all also co-CEOs of the independent label that was initially named Romp Records upon its founding in 1996. According to media reports, Diggs, Mac Dre, and Kilo Kurt were arrested in 1992 in Fresno, California on charges of conspiracy to rob a bank. Diggs received a 10-year prison sentence. Accordingly, to his biography, Diggs, a Vallejo, California native who drew inspiration from hip-hop legends Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Five, Run DMC, LL Cool J, and Too Short, made a bigger name for himself as a rapper while incarcerated. After he got out of prison, he appeared in numerous TV shows and films such as BET's Old Drama and American Gangsters. He was also reportedly arrested in 2012, along with 3 other Thizz Entertainment members on suspicion of assault and attempted murder in Hawaii, and in 2013 in Utah on a felony warrant out of Hawaii and for drug and drug-related charges. If it wasn't immediately known if Diggs has an attorney. So that sums up J. Diggs' criminal history. And now let me grab this for y'all real quick. So we're gonna get into this content. I had the pleasure of interviewing J. Diggs, which initiated the J. Diggs beef. Me, one of my old partners, Zesty 100, formerly known as Stats 280, and Bad Luck Cheeseburger Chuck from Death of the Cloud Chasers TV. And this is where the beef ended up starting because Wack was defending Bleu DaVinci. Bleu DaVinci. Let's get to it.
We call him Wack Run Hunted. He out here defending them. So, we definitely had to get the truth from you and, hear from your side and your perspective of what's going on. So, let them know about what you got going on right now. You know what I'm saying? Because I heard you said you had a video and stuff like that.
Yeah, you know, that's irrelevant, my nigga. That's that rap shit. I'm not worried about that. I'm only addressing this shit. I'm only really, you know, I don't really be doing this. It's my first time on Clubhouse. I don't really be doing this social media shit like that, man. But I'm gonna address this. You feel me? Because only reason why I'm addressing what Bleu said is because he, first of all, he got my name in his mouth on the interviews, and he being disrespectful at the same time. He might have could have got past if he wasn't so disrespectful. But I'm gonna keep it 100. You feel me? So that song you just played, you know, that was actual true story. All this shit. First of all, let me explain to you. Me and Bleu were definitely friends. You know, that was like my little brother. You know, I ran around the country with him. I did his whole BMF tour with him. Me, 6 of my bitches, and BMF hit the road for 2.5 months and ran all over this country from Detroit, California, Miami, and back. And at the end of the tour, well, while we was on the tour, is when Bleu Indictment came out. Literally, was when his indictment came out while we was on the tour. So we ended the tour in the Bay Area, which is where I'm from. And when we ended the tour in the Bay Area, we sent the tour bus back to LA, and Bleu and several members from BMF came to my house and stayed at my house, man. And for an extensive time, let's just say that. And so me and Bleu was real close. That was my bro. We ran all over. We did all type of shit. He was up under my movie at that time. And when brought up with, which is we was in Vegas. We finally went to jail. We was in Vegas. It was a Magic weekend when the feds got on Bleu, Magic show. And when he went to jail, he called me. I go jump on a plane and go visit Bleu in Atlanta. They transport him to Atlanta. I go visit. That's how much I fuck with him. Go visit him in the jail, do all the shit. So the day Bleu got his time, Bleu called me like he always do. What's up, bro? I just got my time today. Okay, what they end up giving you? They gave him 5 years. I'm like, okay. He was like, yeah, they gave me my safety valve, all the shit, woo, 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 right? So now here I am like, safety valve. Wow. You know, I know what a safety valve is, so I'm trying to figure it out, first of all. But not 5 minutes into that conversation, I get another phone call. The phone call is from Baby J, BMF. Baby J say, Diggs, I got Meech on the phone. Meech want to talk to you. I say, click him in. Mind you, I got Bleu on the other line. Meech click in on this line. Meech come right in. Diggs, what's up with it, bro? Woo, woo. Say, you know Bleu went to court today, right? I say, yeah, I know. He say, look, I love Bleu like he a little brother, but Bleu is a rat bastard. Them was his exact words. I didn't change not one word. Them was his exact words out of Big Meech's mouth. So, of course, I froze up like, oh, woo. What's going on? What do you mean, Meech? So he say, period, point blank. Look, Bleu took a downward departure deal, safety valve, blah, blah, blah. Nobody in my crew on that level that Bleu was on took that deal. Okay? So I click back over to Bleu. Just tell me, say, you can tell Bleu. I click back over to Bleu and tell Bleu exactly what Meech said. Bleu, I got Meech on the other line. Meech just called you a rat bastard. So Bleu said, oh, no, I ain't told on nobody. I ain't woo, 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 this, woo, woo, woo. So I'm going back and forth with Bleu and Meech over this whole situation with him calling him a rat bastard. Now, Meech never once said that Bleu got on the stand and pointed nobody out and did none of the shit. Meech's biggest thing at that time was Bleu debriefed. Now, anybody that know anything about the feds know that if you take a safety valve, which was Bleu deal, he already said he'd take a safety valve. He took a safety valve. If you know what a safety valve is, and I'm gonna read to you, right? There's 5 things in a safety valve in order to get a safety valve. Now, I'm gonna read this straight from the safety valve paper. It says, no one was harmed during your offense. The person has little or no history of criminal conviction. The person did not use violence or a gun. The person is not the leader or organizer of the offense. And the last one, the person told the prosecutor all he knows about sentencing, blah, 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 right? So basically, it's all about, when you go debrief, you got to sit down in a room. They're going to ask you a series of questions, right? It's up to them to determine if
Red Bull Zero. Zero sugar, 100% wings with monk fruit.
For them to go back to the judge and say, hey, judge, give him his safety valve. He told us enough information. Okay? You don't have to necessarily get on a stand and say, or go in a room and say, I bought dope from so-and-so, I did this, I did that. Debriefing, they might ask you, hey, what's your name? What crew you in? Who the leader of the crew? Okay, what position do he do? What do this do? Okay, what about
That's a
stash
fact.
houses? What is this? How did the stash houses work? See, you understand what I'm saying? So you're debriefing. You're telling them all about how your system works, how your crew work, and how your crew move. That was Meech's problem. Now I'm gonna tell you something else. Blue mentioned the limo. He said Meech was mad about the limo. When Meech called me, he wasn't mad about the limo. We knew about the limo. The limo came up. Now, but the problem was he debriefed. He went and sat down with the government. If you hear him in his interviews, he said it. He went and said the feds came and got him. He was young, 20-some years old, his first case, and they took him in his room. Now, my thing is, WAC 100 keeps saying, well, where's the paperwork? Where's the paperwork? Where's the paperwork? Let me tell y'all something about the federal government, my nigga. You can't look up a safety valve on the internet. It's not public information. Okay? It's called a safety valve. It's because it's for your safety. Unless they have to open up the valve and bring you into the courtroom. And you got to tell it all, spill it all. You get it? Safety valve. You're safe unless we need you to come testify in court. So, Blue took a safety valve where he went and he debriefed. Now, if Blue want to clear all this shit up, there's one way to clear it up. Because WAC keeps saying, get the paperwork, right? Well, the fact is, Blue is the only person that can get that paperwork. He can get that transcripts. He can get the audio transcripts and the paper transcripts of his time that he spent in the room with them people debriefing. That's all. If he do that, that'll tell what he said and why they gave him 5 years for conspiracy to sell how many hundreds of kilos, whatever the fuck it was. So, with that being said, that's what I tell WAC to tell Blue. Tell Blue to get the transcripts from his debriefing. That's all he needs. That'll tell it all. Nobody ever said Blue got the stand. Nobody ever said Blue pointed the finger and said, I bought dope from him. That wasn't the issue. The issue was Blue debriefed on his crew. And if you know what debriefing means, that's a form of letting them know what's going on inside your organization. That's telling.
That's telling.
Damn. That's deep. That's deep. So why do you think WAC is going so hard to defend him though?
Well, you know, first of all, Blue pleading a good case, and I understand his case. You know, like that was my bro. I didn't want to hear it either. I didn't want to believe it and all the shit. His thing is, Blue whole thing is, I didn't tell on nobody. You get it? I didn't tell on nobody. But that was never the issue when Meech called him a rat, is that I didn't tell him. That you told on somebody. He said nobody on that level in my crew took that deal to go debrief. So when Blue making his mark with WAC, he pulled it out. He telling WAC, you know, look, man, let me show you. And WAC, like he said, he from the paperwork, and there ain't no paperwork that says Blue told on nobody. But there's plenty of paperwork that said Blue debrief. So all he has to do is ask for a debriefing.
Blue debriefed twice, at least twice.
State, you can go online and get anything public information. The feds have a safety valve. That's to keep niggas safe to tell. You understand? It's a safety valve. Unless we need to bring you in to testify, you're safe. Won't nobody even know about this. Get it?
Damu Kiwe Conversations. Bang that like button. Bang that like button. Where's J DIGGS, man? They got him. Let's go. So, a salute to J DIGGS, man. Really appreciate the opportunities. Came off as a real nigga. You know what I'm saying? And I could relate to him as a bank robber, as a hip hop artist, because I also was that. You know what I'm saying? Someone who found his way to navigate through the entertainment, carve his niche into the culture, and participate in the Thizz movement, help to engineer the Thizz movement as a co-CEO of Thizz Entertainment, which used to be Romper Room, if you don't know about that. But prayers to J DIGGS and his family. Our prayers is with you and your family. We know that it's hard going through there. We both been there. We both understand that struggle, man. And that shit is real. Make sure y'all bang that like button on your way out. Damu Kiwe Conversations. It's DUSE M the done. Where's? We out.